Okay, this is a working for a client. I'm doing bits and pieces for this client. So it's basically layered in different types of spells because we have a situation on our hands. This guy is an abuser and he is abusing a woman who is very near and dear to the client. Uh, so, we're taking it in steps and we're doing workings that complement each other rather than, putting a lot of stuff out there that can cause chaos. We're using spirits that work together. So that kind of thing. Uh, so what I'm doing now is I'm making a black puppet of him. So I've got a photograph and I've got some oils, powders, etc. And I've X'd out on his face. I always put a black Sharpie X on the face. That's basically just me saying, you're done. So that's what that means. And the client is very clever. He was able to salvage a piece of paper cup that the target drank from, and a watch strap, which is really good because that contains DNA. So I've put some poppy seeds. That's very good for messing with the mind, causing confusion. That's what we actually want. And I put some sulfur in there too. And what else? Sulfur and destruction powder. And I'm going to put some doom. Make sure it is doom. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else. I did put some untranquil oil on the photograph, so I don't need to put that on again. I don't want too many oils just yet. Let's see, graveyard dirt, perfect. Just a little because I want to put this all in the head cavity. Yeah. Devil's dung and cayenne powder. Excuse me, I've snorted that. Black salt for destruction. Okay. Now I like to use knotweed to basically hold the person down. It stops them from progressing in life. Okay. So I'm going to fold that away from me. 1, 2, then 3, and then we go anti-clockwise and away again. If you can do that, of course. Okay. So I've got that like so, and that's in the middle of my black cloth. So I just lift it up. That is my head part. So you need some sort of black yarn or black thread. And I just tie away from me, if you know what I mean, and bind away. Now I'm saying bits and pieces into myself about his demise. Actually, I've forgotten something. I'm going to unbind this. It doesn't really matter because I haven't baptized the doll yet. The most important thing. Not to worry. Is medication. This guy is fond of drugs. And he forces I don't want to say too much. He forces the lady in question to participate in stuff she doesn't want to do. So I am using a lot of medication. I am prescribed these. And they are very strong. And too many of them will most certainly kill you. Actually, I'll just leave those in there. Why not? So I'm going to do the same thing. Pull it from each corner. So when you're binding, for this instance, I want him to overdose, get sick. basically don't want him in the lady's life anymore, because the woman is manipulated, and anyone that has anything to say about this being wrong, please, 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 please fill your head, because this is not wrong. This is what you do when you're being this is what happens when, poor women are manipulated. And of course it can happen to men too. But this is what, this is the way we deal with things when we don't get the law involved. So this woman needs to be released from this. She has a very, 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 very kind, generous man in her life. And I do believe it'll work out. I really do. And he has full faith that it'll work out. And that is going to serve him well, so over time, because he has faith in the spirits. And the spirits, I don't think they will let him down. Not in any way. The arms are a bit fiddly. It's a bit bigger than I normally make, but not to worry. So I'm saying things into myself. You will overdose, you will get sick. There's no you anymore. It's all over. It's all... I just want to get the legs done. Sorry. Your time is done with this woman. Your life. Everything. Everything is a mess. Everything from this moment on is cursed. Your finances are cursed. Your sex life is cursed. Your happiness, your luck, everything. You will have no wealth. You will have no life, no health. Nothing and no one will ever, ever want you or love you again. It is over. It is done. I sacrifice you to the infernal. This will go on the altar of Belial. And I also have another working on him. But this is going on the altar of Belial. And I am actually, I should say, I am working on basically psychically draining him, because these spells, it's very hard to multitask here, sorry, and I'm getting cross because I'm thinking of what he's doing. It's really, really bothering me. Yeah, I was saying there, I psychically drain him from his photograph, and I will show you how I do that. And then I wait a while, and then I throw a curse of some description. So we're working on him from many different angles. But the fact that I'm draining him via his photograph, that is getting him nice and weak. Just want to tie a knot here, just 1 second. That will get him nice and weak. And once I slide the curse in, all these things take effect. You may not see results right away, but cracks will show. At some point, cracks will show. So I'm going to burn this with a candle. And it's one of those bleeding candles. I don't know if you've seen them before. So I have etched his name on this backwards. It's a bleeding candle. It's a black candle. And once you burn it, it starts to, red wax comes out of it. I think it looks really theatrical once it starts to burn. But yeah, the candle will go to Belial. I think Belial is working on this guy big time at the moment, talking to the client and stuff. It may not seem that way yet, but I think Belilah's on his case. I know Belilah's style because I've been working with Belilah for so long, and I basically know the type of his way, if you know what I mean. And I know Belilah is most definitely on this case. I'm heating a pin, okay? And I'm pushing that pin into the groin area because of what he's doing, the abuse, etc. Okay, and I am also going to put some more pins and stuff in chakra points. So I want to, again, heat another pin. Put this into the stomach and one into the head. I'll be doing more chakra work as well because you can really attack the chakras via the doll. You know, it's really, really effective way of doing it. Sorry for leaning over. One moment. Okay. Down into the head. Okay. So I've hit I've hit the head, the groin, and the stomach. And those are all chakra points. But I'm going to baptize this doll. I've already done a little baptism in my head, but I like to formally do it. I won't do it on camera, but I like to formally do that. What I do is I bless some water and I just lift the water and dunk the doll and pour the water over the doll's head, and just, you know, from this moment on, doll, you are, let's say, Joe Blogs. You hold the spirit of Joe Blogs. Anything that I do to the doll, you know, will happen to the real life Joe Blogs kind of thing. And then I blow life into the doll, and that basically activates the doll. And I'm going to keep this doll around for a while because I want to burn the candle down on it, and then I'm going to place it somewhere very negative. So I have somewhere in mind, but again, it's a continuing process on this. You know, I really, really, really want this woman to, you know, to see the light. I'm doing some head work on her too. I really want her to just come away from him and stuff, but her confidence is so low, and it's just one of those things. But getting him out of the picture is the most important thing, and you know, I won't stop until he's gone, because this guy is a complete asshole, and that's a very, very polite way to put it. And it's getting very personal to me. I just want rid of this guy. I want him, you know. I think she has such a nice man in her life, and you know, she just needs to step past the fear. That's all it is, you know. So anyway, I'm going to baptize this and I'll be back. Okay, so he's in that little plastic container. I'm going to put some more devil's dung on him. Some more chili. What I want to do is I'll cover that in black cloth when I'm finished, and then I will take it and dispose of it accordingly. Good for dust. If you're going to do anything like this, please take a bath, a spiritual bath of some description afterwards. It's extremely important to do that. It's extremely negative, this working, so please, please, please. This is black quartz oil. Please make sure you do your baths. Doom powder again. I'm going to get some more graveyard dirt on that. I like to put 3 molded chilies, the ones that have gone really off. It's just symbolization of the end, death. So the point of the working is to bring him confusion. The head was loaded with bits and pieces. Like I said, it was loaded with black mustard seeds and poppy seeds, and that brings confusion. I put a lot of medication, painkillers, and like a synthetic. It belongs to a relative of mine. She was visiting here and she left it behind. It's like a how can I explain it? It's a drug that works with on depression, but I've overdosed the doll with it. So so I've got painkillers and a lot of painkillers and a lot of this antidepressant. So all that went into that doll's head, and I've targeted the body and the groin and the head as well, all the chakra points. And I heated the pins or the needles there with over a candle to get them nice and hot. And I've got my bleeding candle, and I always put it in a. I bought these. Well, yeah, I suppose you could say I bought these. I've got 2 of these little candle holders. I bought these specifically for Belial's altar. They're from, excuse my pronunciation, Reims, in France. I thought they were really, really, really beautiful, and they're on his altar. I like to give him gifts here and there because he works really hard and he's helped me so much, and he's excellent in these kind of workings, court workings. Or yeah, he works well for court, but if you're going to take down someone who thinks they're in control, he will really help. So I think he's doing a good job on this, even though I'm going to call in another spirit who works alongside him. That'll be in the next video. So I'm going to light this up. And I know Belial, I know Belial will bring us a sign that this is working very soon. And I'm just going to pop that on his altar and burn this down. But you could just put this in a jar if you wanted to. I may put it in a jar of vinegar and sour his life, or I was going to just put black cloth over it, but I think maybe a jar is, when I go and bury it, it's probably less conspicuous. So yeah, maybe the jar, yeah. But we'll see, because I want this candle to burn down over a period of so many nights. I'm thinking around 9 nights. If I just burn it for about 10 minutes per night. If it lasts that long, that is, of course. Maybe it'll be 7 or 5. I don't know. But I'll sit with it. I'll meditate a bit with Belial, and we can see how things go. But yeah, I mean, this is a big problem, and we do want rid of him as fast as possible. So we're taking it from many different angles, and to me, sometimes that's the way you have to work magic, from many different angles, until you get to the right place. Some people, they can do one spell and that's it, but just sometimes it just takes a bit more, especially when someone is kind of brainwashed, and that's what's happening in this situation. He has her mind all twisted and stuff, and so we want to break that. And yeah, so that's basically what I've got. I'm thinking it might be beneficial to do cut the cord on these 2 again. I think I maybe did that before, but I need to check that. But anyway, like, share, subscribe. It's thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. Go lives are on the way. I'm actually planning one for next week. The thing is, I need to get my equipment to the right place. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, trying to get things set up so that I can manage to go live, and where I'm gonna position it and stuff. So I'm hoping to get one done within the next week. So I will announce it please check the community section. I'll post it there, or I'll do some sort of a premiere. You'll find out at that point. And if anyone wants to come and ask questions, feel free, and I'll do my best to answer them if I can. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you're waiting on a video, you'll get it this week for certain. houseofmagick@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe.